Today I'm here to talk to you about, as educators, what we should know about high incidence disabilities in our classroom. Before we get started, I would like to start off with a warm-up. The video I'm about to show you, I want you to think about what is happening. After the video, I want you to tell me your thoughts on the questions I present you.
Are an amazing student. You're very funny, you're very smart, you do a great job every day, and you make everyone laugh because you're so silly. Thanks for being a great student. Awesome. You're an amazing student.
Yes.
I love having you in my class.
Yes.
I think you're very funny.
Yes.
I think you're amazing.
Yes.
I think you are brilliant.
Yes.
I think everyone in here loves you.
Yes.
Great job. You are a great student.
Thank you.
I love having you in my class. You're funny.
Yeah.
You're athletic.
Yeah.
You're a great soccer player.
I know.
You're very smart.
Yes.
You've been doing a great job reading.
Yes.
You've been reading great equivalent words, which means you're very smart.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a great student. I think you are a brilliant student. I love having you in my class. You're awesome. You're great. You're funny. You're silly. You're fast. You're strong. Thank you for being a great student.
Mr. Chris, you're the greatest teacher ever.
Thank you. You're a great student.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
1. How did this video make you feel? 2. Why do you think it is important to give students positive reinforcement? And 3. As educators, do you think we should act like the teacher in the video? Now, what is high incidence disabilities? Well, what it is students with high incidence disabilities have either a speech or language disability, learning disability, or mild to intellectual disability. Students with high incidence disabilities have 3 important characteristics. 1. The disability outside of school is invisible. 2. They often display social, behavioral, and academic problems or a combination of all 3. 3. Benefit from a combination of systematic, explicit, and highly structured instruction, which assists students in meeting the standards in their classroom. The first thing we're going to cover is ADHD and ADD. What do you think you know about ADHD and ADD? What is ADHD and ADD? How do you think you are able to help a student with ADD and ADHD? And 3, what would your approach be to ADHD and ADD?
How old are you?
6.5. 6.
And what grade are you in?
First grade. First grade?
Do you like school?
Yeah. No.
Why do you like school?
Because I like to play with my friends at recess.
Why don't you like school?
Because I have to do a lot of stuff and my little sister's really cute and I want to spend more time with my little sister.
How long does it take you to do your homework? A long time or a short time?
Usually 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know, sort of in the middle.
Do you have a hard time with your homework?
Sometimes.
How do you do on tests?
Good. Well, I usually get A's, but not A pluses, so I don't know. And I almost get every single one right.
Well, aren't you still proud of yourself for getting A's?
I don't know, I just feel normal.
You just feel normal? You don't feel proud of yourself?
No, I just feel normal.
Okay. Do you have a lot of friends?
Yeah. No.
How do you feel about having a lot of friends?
Happy.
How do you feel about not having a lot of friends?
Lonely.
Do you get invited to parties?
Yeah. Not usually.
Do you ever get bullied?
No. Sometimes.
Do you think you are smart?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think you are handsome?
Yeah.
Do you think you are pretty?
Sometimes.
What do you like about yourself?
How smart I am and how good I draw. I like myself because I like Jesus and God, and they're really important.
Is there anything that you dislike about yourself?
Nope. Sometimes I be bad,
How do you be bad?
by giving attitude to my mom.
Why do you think you give attitude?
I don't know, sometimes I just get into moods. It depends on how good the day is. When I have a bad day, then I get all grumpy and negative. And when I have a good day, then I get all positive and happy.
What do you want other kids like your age to know that don't have ADHD? What do you want them to know about the kids that do have ADHD?
That they are better at listening than them, and that they and that they um and that they could help them.
And how can they help the kids with ADHD?
By telling them that whatever you do, it's still right because you tried your best.
You just saw, I have some questions about it. What is the difference between both children that you noticed? The second question I have, what are the characteristics that you see in both children? And 3, how do you think you could help this child if he or she was in your classroom? Whoever's ready can raise their hand and tell me how you feel, or you can talk to your peers around you, and I'd like to hear some of the questions or answers you all have. The child could be inattentive but might not show they are hyperactive or impulsive. The child could also show they are hyperactive and impulsive but not be able to pay attention. The most common signs with a child with ADHD and ADD would be they are inattentive, hyperactive, and impulsive. For other characteristics for children with ADHD and ADD would be their mood. They may become angry, have anxiety, different mood swings, and may even become excited out of nowhere. For individuals with ADHD and ADD, their cognitive level, they may have a hard time focusing, they could have forgetfulness, and hard time paying attention. Accommodations and modifications you can use with students. You could have preferred seating either by the teacher or by away from distractors. You can allow your student to participate in group work or with partners, extra time on test, and have brain breaks. The Vygotskian approach to ADD and ADHD.
music for a child's heart, body, and mind.
Move and Freeze from the award-winning CD Brain Boogie Boosters by The Learning Station.
Come on, move and freeze. 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 Put your right hand on your left knee, your left hand on your right. Your knees move in and out, your hands stay tight. Now keep on with your moving, but switch hands on your knees. Keep on moving in and out till we say freeze. Come on, move and 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 freeze. Put one hand across your shoulder, one hand across your back. Now jump in place. Do you like it like that? Yeah! Now switch hands across your shoulders and switch hands across your back. Now just be nimble, just be quick, just like Jack. Come on, jump and freeze. Come on, jump and freeze. Come on, jump and freeze. Come on, jump.
Our next topic is emotional disturbance. Please watch this video.
Charlie, look at me. Can you take some space properly?
Oh no, you forgot the book!
Lewis, you shout.
Oh no!
Oh, he's going back to his desk, Naomi. Quick, he'll be there before you. Quick, here we go. Wow. Oh, I'm down the wrong way. Quick, get there before Naomi. Quickly. Get there before Naomi does.
Get off me!
Well, I'd like you to, but you're being dangerous, aren't you?
Charlie!
Lewis, we play guess who? Put the chair down, Charlie.
Please! Charlie, the child's
I'm sure the amount of people that watched this video really thought what was happening in this video. They were showing what a child acts like with emotional disturbance. It can happen through different forms, but today I am going to teach you about emotional disturbance in the classroom. Some more characteristics are internalizing behaviors, social withdrawal, fearless, anxiety, unhappiness, and depression. Then for externalizing behavior characteristics, there's aggression, impulsivity, lying, stealing, and destroying property. So some modifications and accommodations that you can make for the student is you can keep the classroom really clear and simple. Encourage a positive and social interactions with the student. Have minimal breaks for students during academics, and use motivational strategies for the student. And some modifications you can make is you can have extended time for the student to complete tasks, have small groups of tasks, use visual demonstrations, and have one-on-one contact, which is really important. And another thing that could help older children who have emotional disturbance is having an assignment notebook where you can have them see what they need to do. Everyone stand up. This is a game we're going to play called Zoom, and you can play this with your students. Everyone stand in a circle. I'll give you a different card with an animal or whatever you would like in your class, and I'll start the story off as an example. Here's a cat, and then the person next to me has to say what's on their picture when we say a story. Now you ask, what is a learning disability? Well, a learning disability is a classification used in special education for students who show low academic achievement in more than one academic area. There's two types of learning disabilities. The first type of learning disability is academic learning disabilities include children with normal learning capacity but fail to develop age-appropriate skills in all subjects. The second type of learning disability is developmental, which involve skills that develop early in child's life, such as attention, perception, and memory. For learning disability characteristics, there's academic difficulties, there's cognitive skill deficits, there's social and motivational problems. Now for the accommodations for individuals who have learning disabilities. You should provide preferred seating, a space for minimal distractions, and administer tests in small groups or private rooms. Now for some modifications you can use. Complete fewer or different homework problems, write shorter papers, create alternative questions, have them answer less questions. Now, what is a communication disorder? The disorder is a speech and language that can occur alone or exist together. This can cause a student's ability to communicate effectively. Communication disorder characteristics. In speech, difficulty pronouncing sounds, difficulty in fluency, and difficulty in voice control. Now, communication disorders in language, difficulty understanding meanings, difficulty expressing thoughts, ideas, and improper use of inappropriate grammar. The last thing we're going to cover is autism spectrum disorder.
Do you know somebody with autism? Autism is much more common than most people think. About 1 in 100 people have autism. That's more than 700,000 in the UK alone. So chances are that someone you know, or work with, or love has the condition. What is autism? Autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how we communicate with and relate to others, and it affects how we make sense of the world around us. Lots of things that people take for granted, like body language and metaphors, can be confusing and alienating for us. Autism is a spectrum condition, so that whilst we all share certain difficulties, our autism will affect us in different ways. Some of us have been to university and hold down jobs, whilst others need a lifetime of specialist support. Asperger's syndrome is a form of autism. People with Asperger's syndrome are often of average or above average intelligence. They have fewer problems with speech, but may still have difficulties with understanding and processing language. What is autism like? For us, the world can be a confusing mass of people, events, and places. Sometimes we struggle to make sense of the world, and this can make us anxious. Every person with autism is different. That's what makes it so difficult to understand. But some of the characteristics that we have include a love of routines, sensory issues such as noises or smells or light, and having special interests. Some of us experience difficulties in understanding and relating to other people, and having a social life can be that much harder for us. For some of us, for example, going to a party can be really hard because we don't know what's going to happen or who will be there, and it often gets too noisy, which can be upsetting. Other people with autism have trouble reading facial expressions, understanding jokes or sarcasm, or common phrases like break a leg. Even phrases people use every day like it's cool can be disorientating. You think they're asking you to turn the air conditioning off. Many people with autism don't look disabled, Parents of children with autism often say that people simply think their child is naughty, while we adults find that we are misunderstood. That is why it is called a hidden disability. What causes autism? The exact cause of autism is still being investigated, but research suggests that a combination of factors, genetic and environmental, may account for changes in brain development. Autism is not caused by a person's upbringing or their social circumstances. Is there a cure? There is no cure for autism, but there are interventions that enable learning and development which may be helpful. You can find out more by going to www.autism.org.uk/approaches. Diagnosis. If you or someone you know thinks they have autism, they can contact their GP, who can refer them to a specialist for diagnosis. So how can you help? There are many good people doing good work for autism up and down the country, but we need the support of the wider community. Together we can break down barriers. Together we can ensure that autism, which is far more common than other conditions that get far more attention, remains on the agenda. We hope that you will join us in helping more people with autism lead the life they choose. If you want to learn more about autism, go to www.autism.org.uk or click here. You can receive continuous news and information about autism by becoming a member of the National Autistic Society. As a member, you will receive Your Autism magazine quarterly, which includes news about autism, stories from people living with autism, practical tips, and much more. You will also receive regular e-newsletters, an autism alert card, and exclusive voting rights which help influence how the National Autistic Society, the leading UK charity for people with autism, can continue to help people with autism. Accept difference, not indifference. Thank you.
What is autism? It's a condition in which an individual lacks social responsiveness from a very early age, has high need for structure and routines, and demonstrates significant language impairments. These characteristics interfere with learning. The characteristics with ASD are social relationships, communication, student interest, and student stress. Modifications could be control high-structured behavioral support programs, fostering social interactions, communicating with students, cut assignments short, and positive reinforcement, and sensory.
Dear teacher, I know it doesn't always seem like it, but I really do want to listen and learn.
It's just my brain is kind of different. So this is what I'd like you to know about me. I have to move, or I really can't pay attention.
Even though I'm not looking at you, I can still listen to what you're saying.
If you tell me, sit up straight, now I have to use all of my brain to do just that.
It makes me feel sad when you tell me to try harder, even though I've already tried as hard as I can.
I actually listen better when I'm rocking in my chair. When you give me a bunch of directions, I start to think I will never remember all of this. Sometimes my mom or dad ends up doing all of my homework. So here's how you could maybe help. Let me get up and move while I'm learning.
Let me look wherever I want when you talk to me.
Let me rock or slouch in my chair.
No matter what, please don't take away my recess. Give me help I could do all by myself. Make directions very short.
Just ask me, what does your brain need right now?
And one more thing. My brain might be different than yours, but it's still amazing.
Sincerely, your student.
Your student.
Your student. Your student.